Okay, so today we are all done with the rockers, inner outer rockers, both sides. Got the other side, got the torsion support screwed in, rear jamb, front hinge panel on the passenger side. Front jamb or front hinge panel, rear jamb, rocker panel on the driver's side. So we're ready to remove the firewall. Firewall's got to go so that we're ready to put the new firewall in next week when it gets here. Well, Monday when it gets here. We should be able to slap that on there pretty quick. And taking this firewall off is the last of the rust on the front of the car.
Minus the roof.
Pardon me?
Minus the roof.
Yeah, the roof. But the roof's not getting changed until the last thing when we're doing the outer panels. So that's going to be here for a while. But yeah, really happy with how it turned out. Got it on jack stands and it's all leveled up, level across this way. Level, it's a little off to the back because we're sitting on this right there. So we're going to level it up on the jack stands on the end of the rocker panels here pretty soon when we start putting things together. But we can put the new firewall on without that, so we don't really need to do that. So here we go. It's the last time you'll see it with a rusty front end.
So long and good riddance.
So this rusty front end is no longer going to be part of the Cuda. Our Cuda is no longer a front rust bucket. Notice I said front rust bucket. So anyways, thanks for joining us. And Dan and I are real happy today. So good day.
Yep.
We're out.
And a new wheel. All right, we're wrapping up for the day here. As you can see, we got the driver's side rocker all in place. And we got the front firewall off. Honestly, it's a little overwhelming seeing that big panel missing out of the car. We got a little bit of cleanup that we got to do on these side plates. Come Monday, we should have the firewall so we can continue moving on and getting it all squared away, getting it all turned into that beautiful AMD black panel.
Okay, so my dilemma is this. On the firewall here, we have the bracket that goes to the A-pillar. And you can see this one is a 1/2 inch onto the A-pillar. So that's, I've got it right now pushed all the way that way, and you know, it's causing me some grief over here. But you see this bracket over here is a 1/2 inch, it's right to the edge here. So it's a 1/2 inch this way or this way to what it should be. It should be out here 1.5 to match the other one, so it's sitting on the A-pillar here to be welded on, and also the support. It's molded for it to sit on there, and it's short. So I'm having to try to drive everything this way to make that dimension, and that's causing tightness over here tightness over here on this side, you know, from this pillar, and it's hitting down in here on the hinge panel. On this side, it's hitting right here. You can see that dent right there where I've pounded it a few times. So this really needs to go back this way, which would make up over here the dimension that I'm missing. But the only way I can do that is to relocate this bracket. This bracket right here. It's got to come this way a 1/2 inch. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm drilling out these rivets that hold this section on, and then I'll get this in place where it's got to go, and then we'll weld it so it's through a 1/2 inch over more, and then it should match the other side and be centered without having to try to geek this thing all around to make it so it'll fit. So that's where I'm at right now, drilling out these rivets. Okay, so here I've got this moved over 1/2 inch, and I've got the old holes plugged, and I've got the new ones welded in. I've got to go on the inside and touch that up inside there, but ready to put some etching primer on it and move on to something else. Okay, so I've worked my way down and I've screwed in and mocked up the whole driver's side, and it's tight. I mean, it's really tight in there. There's no gaps. One spot, there is a little gap right there, but I think that's just got to be hammered in. And then I'm over here, and you can see how I'm doing it. Clamp it, get it where I want to go, massage it around, put a screw in it. Work my clamps down. I'm clamped all the way down around the bottom, but I've got some spots that I can pull in a little bit tighter. As I'm screwing this in, I go back from the edge so it draws it really tight. And it seems to be working. So I'm going to finish up doing this side, and she'll be mocked up. Sorry about that. Need to rearrange the camera real quick. All right. So let's work our way through here. Got same thing as the other side. Got a little bit of a gap there. I'll work into it later. But I've got this really snug and flat up here. And I don't think I can come down any further, so I'm going to put some screws in here. I drew when I screwed it in, it drew it really nice and flat. Come out here to the edge here, do the same thing. Now I can get rid of this, it's not doing anything, and I'll put a couple more screws in here. So remember, these screws are where it's going to get welded. That one needs a screw right there. So let me get this handle in here a little bit. Need a screw to draw it in. Use a dull screw, and it'll walk on the front of it. So these screws only last about 2, maybe 3 times being used, and they dull right up. And once they're dull like that, they're useless. If you pre-drilled it, it'd probably work. But who wants to pre-drill drill with a self-threading screw? Good one. All right. I think I'm going to have to relieve that one a little bit, so we'll come back to that. Let's put some more screws down here. Now these screws, when I put them in, it's not the final thing. I have to hammer it and pull it together as tight as I can before I weld it. So we'll get into that a little bit later. Let me get the screw right here. Nice, nice. All right. I come in here, put a screw in the middle here, and then I can unclamp that, get that clamp out of the way. Screws hold really well. When you hear that torque down right there, you know that it's bit. All right. Okay, in conclusion today, we have a mocked up, screwed on firewall. It's in position, all tight. Got a little bit of tweaking to do in here. This is all really good, hits the window channel nice. Come over here. Everything looks good here, nice and right in the window channel. Fits really good. Little bit of a gap right here on both sides. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. But other than that, it's right down to where the floor pan will come across. There, same thing here. Right at the mark for the rocker panel. So I was really nervous. It was when I started sculpting that in there was a good 1.5 inch gap up here, right here, until I got this all leveled in. And I was, I was freaking out. But I made it and took my time, worked it in there, and you know, really good. I got this bracket right here, relocated. Got it all re-welded in, and that's right in position where it's got to go. I mean, this thing is a rock now. Yeah, now I can take the inner structure out, and so we can get in and work, because we got to, you know, get ready for the floor pan and everything. And this car is strong now. She's not going anywhere. I mean, it's like a rock. So I'm really pleased with that, and time to start removing some of that inner bracket tomorrow, and I'll take all that structure out of there. Yeah, and we're getting close to where we can mock up doors. Probably, I don't know, probably Monday. I'll be able to probably roll a door in here. Or I think I might go towards getting this frame moved under the car. That's probably what I'll do, because then I've got these. I think they're called ring blocks or whatever. I can't just throw it down, nope. These go right in here. Right in here. And they hold the frame in the right spot. Yeah, that's where the torque box goes. So, yep. So that's it for today, and thanks for joining me. Sorry I've been sick over the last week, and it's taken me a while to get through this, so it's kind of broken up. But that's all for today. Stay with us at R&D. Thanks for joining.